Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I'll be discussing Joe Biden as a candidate. Yes, this is late. I had work and, also my school day is, I have school tomorrow, what am I even saying? And yeah, let's try to do this quickly. So, I think that in terms of just, I'm trying to find a random demographic. Let's just start off with, like, black voters. I think that Biden is relatively strong with black voters. I mean, like, yeah, he's strong. I think that at the end of the day, he probably has more appeal to rural black voters, than he would to urban black voters. I think that probably helps him in Georgia, which doesn't necessarily hurt him in Michigan, but I don't think it's going to give him as much of an edge in, like, Michigan or Wisconsin, or, no, that doesn't really work. I was going to say, well, yeah, that doesn't really work. Maybe Ohio, sort of Ohio at this point. But I think that's probably, I think it's definitely a demographic he's relatively strong with. With suburbanites, I think he's actually a really strong candidate for suburbanites. I think he's going to do very, very well in the suburbs. If we're going to talk about the suburbs, I do want to talk about Arizona's traditionally conservative suburbs. I think that if Biden's still, like, this incredibly unpopular, given how little he won Arizona by, and how ridiculously unpopular he is now, like, it's getting kind of out of hand for the Biden administration. I think that at this point, Arizona probably does go red in 2024. I think that he is not in a good place right now, with traditionally conservative suburbanites, especially if he's still unpopular. With the white working class, I think he's a pretty strong candidate. I think he's a unique candidate in the sense that he still has appeal to a lot of the demographics that moderate establishment Dems tend to do better with, like black voters and like suburbanites. But he also does. I think he's also solid for the white working class, which is definitely a plus for him. It's I would assume it's just like him having the blue collar appeal, maybe being from Pennsylvania. I'm really not sure, but he seems to there's just he seems to do well with the white working class, which is interesting that he would do so well, or that he would have so much appeal. But it's definitely an interesting thing, but I think it's definitely a positive for him, obviously. And that kind of is three major Rust Belt demographics that he can do very well with. Black voters, suburbanites, and the white working class, which I think actually makes him a relatively strong Rust Belt candidate. I mean, like, he beat Donald Trump in Wisconsin. Donald Trump is probably the best GOP Rust Belt candidate, and he pulled out a victory in Wisconsin, which against the best Rust Belt candidate from the opposite party in the most competitive Rust Belt state that was farthest, like, in their direction. I think that's actually, I think it's very impressive. With Hispanic and Latino voters, I think he's I think in like Texas and Florida, he's very, very weak. But in like Arizona or Nevada, I see him probably being like, meh. Not terrible, not great, just pretty meh. With white rural college educated voters, I think he actually has pretty strong appeal to white rural college educated voters, which I think is also a pretty strong sign. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. Stay tuned for my next video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please comment your suggestions down below, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!